We're supposed to be in this together. Why can't you be nice to me? Nice? Really? You want something nice? Remember when you were 6 and you wet the bed and you got beaten black and blue for it? Or do you remember when you broke your uncle's favorite ceramic cup and you broke your arm? Or do you remember when the school bully pushed you on the ground and you whimpered like a dog? The truth is, you want me to be nice, but you are a coward. You are a loser. A freaking loser. No, I am not a loser. No! Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters. You must be thinking that I have lost my mind, that I have gone crazy. Guess who else heard that? My best friend Abby. This was a piece of the conversation that would go inside her mind every single day, because Abby suffered from split personality disorder. She had anxiety issues. She had a very difficult childhood, orphaned at a very young age, sent to live with her uncle and aunt, who often were brutal towards her. She would come to school with purple bruises on her arms, and I wouldn't understand at that point of time why it would be like that. Stop being an introvert, Abby. That is what every time she heard when she didn't want to speak to people. Every single time, nobody tried to understand her. Abby lost the battle at the age of 17, just before board exams, drowning herself after gulping the sleeping pills that were subscribed to her. I lost my best friend at a tender age of 17 to mental health issues. Why? Because there's no awareness. Because of the lack of professional help. Because of the stigma surrounding mental health issues. India is a country with over 1 billion population. But do you know, 1 out of every 5 individuals suffer from depression. That makes it 200 million. That is like a whole country. So, fellow Toastmasters, tell me, have you ever felt disappointed in life? Have you felt lost in life and have overthought about it? For those of you who didn't raise your hand, why are you lying? So, I know there's a lot of stigma that surrounds mental health issues. So, I'll tell you a very personal story. When I went to college 5 years back, I thought that the world was beneath me. I felt invincible, very powerful, because I could do anything. Fast forward to my 4th year. Campus placements were going on, and I couldn't get placed. I was depressed. I hated myself every single day. One fine day, I was sitting at the corner of my bed, berating myself for my failure, when a sharp pain shooted through my lower abdomen and I fainted. Later, I was diagnosed with stage 1 ovarian cancer. My life was in a catastrophe. My life was in chaos. I was disappointed with myself that I was a failure and a sickling. Later, just 1 week before my operations, I cracked my first job. And there it was, a little sliver of hope rising up in my heart, telling me to just remain in it. A week later, when I entered the operation theater, there was nothing on my mind. I did not know what was going to happen. But that tiny sliver of hope just flickered all the way. And I know it was going to be all right after that. But that was not the end of it. The side effects of radiation therapy includes sleep paralysis, panic attacks, and depression. And guess what? I had all 3 of them. There were nights when I would scream and my mother would come running to my room, getting worried about me. When someone used to talk to me, I wouldn't stay in my zone and I would just not talk back to them. But that little hope that I had gotten was trying its best to bloom inside inside me. And that is when I knew that I wanted to get better, that I deserve to get better. So that is what I did. I talked to my family. I talked to my friends. I came to Toastmasters and talked to the endless array of people who supported me. And I got better. That is why I am standing here in front of you telling this story, that we should not let this mental health issue be stigmatized anymore. I understand it now, how hard it is to stand in the middle of the crowd and feel your palms sweat from that feeling. To see drops of sweat beading your forehead and getting frustrated on yourself. But you know what we need to do is to create awareness. The next time when someone comes to you and says, I'm feeling depressed, don't rebuff them. Just put yourself in their shoes. We need to remove the stigma that surrounds mental health issues. So the next time when somebody comes to tell you that they are depressed, tell them that this is nothing to be ashamed of. This is normal and someone might go through it. This is totally normal. Thirdly, and it's the easiest, is to be compassionate. To share your happiness and sorrow in such a way that the person standing in front of you feels comfortable. So there's one thing that I would really like that you take away from this speech, is when you're going through a very bad day and you think you can't endure it, just remind yourself that your track record of going through a bad day is 100%. And that is how you move from darkness towards light. Over to you.